All right, guys. We have 0. Anything else you wanna?
Should I talk about performance?
Yeah. So yes. So you want to give that in the beginning?
Yeah, I can.
All right, everybody. So let's wait. Oh, now we have. All right. So we'll wait until we hit 30 people. So this is Mike. This is Mario. We're calling in from our Tokyo office. Actually, I just found out today that we were on the same flight from Singapore.
Yes.
Why did you mention to me 3 days later or 2 days later?
Just to talk to you.
Yeah, so we were on the same flight from Singapore to Tokyo. So how is it? Is it cold here compared to Ho Chi Minh?
It's 2 degrees. When I landed, they said it's 2 degrees here. Ho Chi Minh City is like 30 plus.
It is.
So it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah. But it's good to have seasonalities.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. So since we have more than 30 people now, we will start our AMA. So I think we have a few things, and also if there's any questions, please go ahead and write it here so that we can address it. Okay. So let's start. So I think the important thing today is, so it's very interesting. When we started our public sale, that was November 6th, right? So today's December 5. So it's only been 1 month since we did our public sale. So it's been a roller coaster, right? It's been so much activities with the public sale, then the listing, and now it's December. But because we rushed so many things, right? We had some issues on our platform, on our performance, and I think it's important that maybe Mario, you can address it from your perspective.
So I think many of you know this, many of our users, a lot of you are probably our users of our platforms, both Cryptos and Coinex. And a lot of you also have seen the messages that we get on Telegram, for example, from the community, from the users about the issues that we've been facing on the system over the past number of weeks. The issues, we looked at them, we were well aware of them. They were impacting because they actually were back-end performance issues related to the infrastructure, the databases. Unfortunately, these were quite serious issues that impacted every single service on the platform, including the UIs, the way the UIs behaved, where it seemed to a lot of our users that it was actually a poorly designed UI, but in reality, it was all to do with the back-end issues. So we were able to identify the root cause of the issues about 2 weeks ago. We put in some really quick fixes that gave us more time to work on more permanent fixes. The team right now is fully focused on fixing all these issues so that we can get back the system to normal, to be high performance. There's been a few fixes that have been put in place, but the team continues to work on fixing all these issues. We expect to have them fully fixed in 2 weeks, so 2 weeks and a few days. So, but now, I also use the system sometimes myself just to test it. Now, I was actually putting in some trades a few days ago, and it was quite the performance was quite good, right? So, and it's gonna get better as time moves, as we put in more fixes, it should get better. It was basically due to a database performance issue. We've done a lot of things on that side to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah.
So I think we know the root cause.
Yes.
We put in a hot fix.
Yes.
But we still need another couple of weeks. So maybe to be on the safe side this month.
Yeah.
Right. So another 2-3 weeks, in order to fully fix it
Yes.
and to be optimized and to be back on performance.
Yes.
Because a lot of that was impacting the front end as well.
It was impacting the front end, everything, every single service you can think of. Some of you may have noticed that you would push the buy or sell button, it would just not respond, or you wouldn't get any updates on the order lists, or a lot of things were happening. Everything was due to this one problem with our databases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So if you guys have any more questions on that, you guys can always let us know through our Telegram or our customer champion, our support. But bear with us. It will be much better, and we're fixing it as we speak. Okay. So then a few, not announcements, but updates that I would like to make before I go into some of the AMA is so our market cap, our price is now reflected on Coin market cap. So we had like some back and forth because it wasn't reflecting the actual cold wallet, but now it is. So if you guys go to coinmarketcap.com, you will see our token. I think as of now, right now, it's number 37. So it's about 335 million US dollars in market cap, right? So we're 37, 38. So as I said, right, we cannot control short-term price, and we don't intend to control price either. It's a supply demand. But when you think about it, when you participated in the public sale, which was 20% discount, right? It's already 3x, close to 4x from that price. And this is without big partnerships or product launches, right? And I think, yeah, there's a little bit of volatility, but we cannot control short-term prices. At the same time, we are extremely confident. I mean, actually, it reassures us that there's a big opportunity for us in the future, and the price will reflect that when we make big partnerships, when we launch our product, and when we show like revenue and business growth, right? So it's a good thing that CoinMarketCap is now up and running, or it reflects our market cap, but this is just the beginning, right? It's only 2 weeks since we've listed, and as I said, I've always said it, look at it a year, 2 year, 3 year, right? Even Bitcoin, it's the highest since it came to existence, and it's in its 8th year, right? I understand maybe some of you are short-term traders, but when you really believe in this product, I think there's a big upside for not only the price and value, but our entire platform and services. Okay, so that's the update on CoinMarketCap. I think there was a few more on which other liquidity exchanges you have in the pipeline. Again, I think I shared it with you on Telegram, we cannot control, right? So as you know, we've already had an announcement on Binance or Binance. It's up to them, right? They have all of it. They can launch it whenever they want. So we respect their decision, and we will allow them to decide when they want to list it. There was also a fair amount of requests from Korea, right? So we're talking to all 3 exchanges. They're all showing keen interest, right? So it will come. But that said, we cannot really control, and we respect and we allow our other exchange partners to list it when they're ready, right? But you guys will be the first ones to be informed when we have it listed on other exchanges. Okay. One more thing, and maybe ideally it's probably Catherine who can speak about it, but we will do a Christmas campaign. I think we will make that announcement tomorrow, right? So we will have like a weekly winner. We will choose from people who, I think it's in Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cash Token. like if you hit a certain level of trading volume, we will select from there and give presents, which could be our hoodies, our t-shirts, our mug cup, and also like a iPhone, right? So we'll have the iPhone, is it 10 or the iPhone, the latest and the best iPhone as a Christmas present. So that will be something we will make an announcement tomorrow, right? So always from our marketing perspective, we're thinking about our customers, our users, our community. So we hope you start trading and have the opportunity to win an iPhone or one of our goodies. All right, so let's move on. So an AMA, when will the cash be able to be used to pay fees on cryptos and Coinex? Do you have any updates about it? I can't find anything about it, both in your white paper or roadmap. So Mario, I think this will be best for you. When will you allow people to use cash to pay for cryptos and Coinex?
As I mentioned before, the current focus right now is to get the platform to be as high performance as possible. Having said that, as soon as we've completed that work, our next focus will be to enable cash to be used for payments for all the different services that we have. For example, margin trading has daily fees, so we will allow people to use cash to pay for their margin trading funding, which is daily, as I said. Daily fees for trading fees themselves. In some cases we do charge trading fees, so those will be allowed to be done in cash. So we're looking at Q1, January, or sometime in January next year to do that. We do have the technology and the framework in place to do that, but we want to make sure the system is high performance before we launch these services.
Yeah. Good. All right, so moving on to the next question. The next question was also similar. Is there any information when you'll be able to pay for services in cash? So we will work on that after we fix the performance issues. Okay, next one, and this is actually we received quite a lot from our users. Is the manual withdrawal, and in parentheses, only on working days? Would this be changed as automatic as soon as crypto world is 24/7 and it's not like a stock market, right? So obviously we get a fair amount of requests. Why don't you do a hot wallet? Why don't you make it automatic? And before Mario can explain, I think people don't understand that 99% of theft or hack is from these hot wallet, right? And that's why we keep everything, right, 100% in a cold wallet. Yes, the crypto world is 24/7, and that's why it's even more dangerous, right? So when you look at the flip side, it is frequent. I mean, it's much more convenient, right? That's the digital crypto world, but that means it's much more susceptible to hacks, attack, social engineering, all these things. And these things typically happen when the trading volume is slow or when it's during the night. So it's actually, we made a conscious effort because as a regulated exchange, when something happens, who is going to be responsible, right? We've been approached by many hot wallet companies or providers, and they say, yeah, we'll do it for you. But if we say, okay, we go with your hot wallet solution, and if something happens, will you take responsibility? And they will all say no, right? So that's a dilemma. So people will always say, hey, I want to withdraw fast. But you know what the hackers want? The hackers want an automatic fast withdrawal, right? So there's a big trade-off between convenience and withdrawal. There's no right answer, right? Someone might say, I'm only trying to withdraw 1 Bitcoin or 1 cash or 10 cash, so it should be in a hot wallet. But if 100,000 people say that, that's a big treasure trove for a hacker, right? So we're not saying we will always continue to do cold wallet forever, right? I think with the improvement of technology and the advancement of these wallet technologies, I think we can probably strike a good balance between some automatic hot wallet online and the cold wallet. But please understand, we're doing this cold wallet for our customers. It's actually much more work on our side, right? I feel sorry for our team, our ops team, our customer champion team, because we're doing a cold wallet. And one more thing, please understand, is we do this cold wallet once a day. So if you miss the cutoff, it's going to be the next day. It's not like we do like cold wallet every hour. Essentially, that becomes almost a hot wallet, right? So because we're doing a cold wallet, and we make sure that we check each one, that it's the right person, right? We do it once a day. Maybe we can think about maybe doing it twice a day, right? And then we might split it up. So there's a lot of things we are thinking. But especially right now when we have so much new users coming in, and do you guys know how many times we receive like 2 customer champion, like, I lost my password, can you reset my 2FA? We need to make sure that these aren't hackers, right? That these aren't social engineering. So from all these things, we made a conscious decision to make it a cold wallet. And this is to protect you, right? Protect you, right? I understand that over the weekend, so maybe over time, we might do like operations in the weekend as well, right? Because right now it's only on working days or weekdays, but we will do our best efforts to do these things. Mario, any thoughts from your side on the hot wallet technology or what you think?
Yeah, we are, we hear you, we see your messages daily, right? I know it can be frustrating when you know that you can take Bitcoin out in 30 minutes, but you have to wait for 24 hours to get it, or longer if it's a weekend. But at the same time, our customers' assets, the safety of our customers' assets is one of our highest priorities. And as Mike said, there's a trade-off, right, between convenience and safety. If we make it more convenient, we're going to have to lower the bar when it comes to safety. And then our customers may end up losing their coins, right? So it's a really tricky kind of trade-off that we need to think about. Maybe there's something we can do, and we're just discussing with Mike before this AMA about ways that we can potentially have some sort of solution for that.
Yeah.
Using these vendors.
Yeah, but please understand that for us as a regulated exchange, almost every other exchange that you guys use is unregulated, right? So if a theft happens or attack happens, they'll do a social loss, or they'll just say it's your problem. If we're a regulated exchange, it's our problem, right? So to us, safety always comes first, right? I wish we could just implement a hot wallet, because from an operation perspective or from our customer support and customer champion perspective, it's much more easier. But then the responsibility will be on your side, right? So we don't want that.
I think the other thing to think about is, if I put myself in your place, is like, okay, I put 2 Bitcoin on this exchange. If they use a hot wallet, there's a high risk that I might lose. If they get hacked, the customers take a hit, they lose a Bitcoin. So do you want to wait maybe 12, 24 hours for your Bitcoin and have it safely stored, or do you want to take the risk of getting, God knows, $20,000 stolen?
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer? Right?
Yeah, when we do a cold wallet,
yeah,
even the hacker will take 24 hours.
Yes.
Right? So when you think about it, right, a hacker cannot hack it immediately. It's always offline. But even if they were able to successfully steal your credentials, somehow get around the 2FA, it will still take 24 hours for the hacker to get the withdrawals, right? So again, there's no right answers yet, but we hear you, we understand you, we think about that, we'll find the best way. So stay with us. Okay, So next one, what changes are being made to the UI? I used it temporarily and it wasn't very intuitive. Um, President of product. I've seen a few negative comments here as well. So I'm just wondering what's being done to make improvements. Maybe a default dashboard, but traders still have the option to create their own.
Yeah, so we've been, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. We've been getting a lot of feedback on our UI from our community. Thank you very much for that. Actually, it's really good feedback. Please keep it coming. We understand that a lot of users find the current dashboard to be difficult to use, and that is because it's more geared towards professional traders. Having said that, very soon we're going to be releasing new features. One of them is, we call it the new customer onboarding feature, which is going to ask you a few questions, like, who are you? Are you a new trader? Do you just want to buy and sell? Are you a pro trader? Do you want to do this or that? And then based on those questions that you answer the first time, you're going to get, if you're a beginner, if you just want to buy and sell, you don't want to bother about looking at the markets or sophisticated charts or looking at the order books or anything like that. You're going to get a very simple buy-sell UI that you can use, as simple as that. If you say you're a pro trader, you're going to be taken to the existing pro trading dashboard, and so on. So that's some of the improvements that we're doing. So we've taken all the feedback, and we're going to have a much simpler alternative for our new traders, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, good. So moving on to the next one, is the World Book beta supposed to be launched this quarter, or is it scheduled to launch Q1 2018? Roadmap is a bit unclear on that. Mario, you wanna?
Yeah, the beta, there's, we were discussing this yesterday. There's work going on, and the plan is to stick with the roadmap, which I think has Q1 in there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be released on Q1. You're going to get a beta version that you can use.
Yeah. So we'll have a beta that you can use, test, and we'll appreciate any feedback, right? And we'll improve, and then we'll launch, hopefully maybe by end of Q2 on full production, right? So that is our plan on our World Book beta, right? So please stay tuned. All of the core technology is already there, right? It's all just fixing it and making it like a great platform for everybody to use. And maybe around the same time, right, we will have the cryptos self-service. It will be in stages, right? Because you can put so many things, and we're getting feedback from ICO token issuers, from ICO consultants, and many others. And we can't put everything in. So we're making sure, like, what are the first ones we need? What is the next ones we want to put in? So we'll probably have maybe 3 stages. And Seth, I know everybody knows Seth. He is in charge of our cryptos self-service platform. And our aggressive target will be sometime in January. But again, rather than giving out like a half-baked product, we want to make sure that it really works, because when you think about it, for a token issuer, it's their first and only ICO. So we need to make sure that there cannot be an incident, cannot be a problem, it cannot be buggy, but it's good that they can do it self-serve, right? So we're working very hard on that, and hopefully, if all things go well, we will launch that in January. But when you think about it, it's already December, right? So we only have like another month and a half or 2 months until we have that first version of our cryptos self-service platform. And the beauty is, I'm assuming people who have logged in or is in this Facebook Live already has a cryptos account, right? So when all these self-service ICOs come in, you will have the opportunity to buy it similar to the way you bought the cash token, right? So all of these elements are already there, but we need to have that more of the self-service intuitive setup. and then there's going to be like legal reviews and all these things per token. But hopefully, knock on wood, if things go well, we will have it in January, but no later than like Q1, right? So that's our cryptos self-service. We have another one from Jason. You guys announced on October 26th, saying, wow, amazing, he knows when we made the announcement, that Quoine would come to Canada by partnering with Blockwave in Q4 2017. Is there a definite date? If so, thank you. You want to give a quick update, or I can start, and maybe Mario, you can add. One thing that's important is there's two elements. One is, yes, the white label and having it all ready, but the other element is having the bank account, right? So Blockwave CEO Nick is an amazing guy. I think he's reached out to every bank in Canada, and he's doing a wonderful job. We already have a few lined up. We're almost there on a definitive agreement and all these things, right? But then we need to test it and all these things. So again, all of these things are subject to like banks, regulation, and product. So it's not only product, it's not only bank, it's all these things. So I don't think it will happen in Q4 with the holiday season coming in, especially banks and all these things. So this will also be, realistically, it will be Q1. But we're very excited because there's a big opportunity. I think there's no other real large entity. Well, there's Quadriga and there's a few others, but someone who has a real proper bank account with the liquidity that we can provide will be a great opportunity for Canadian residents to trade on Blockwave, which is essentially going to be powered by Quoine. Mario, you want to add?
No, it really depends on the banking situation and all the legalities, local regulations and everything that need to be done. And then the product comes in. I mean, until we get those sorted out, we cannot move on with the product.
Yeah.
Right? So,
good. So there's a few things I'm going to read and share with you guys, right? And obviously, because if you're in this live, you can see these questions, right? So Christopher, thank you. Cold wallet is great. Don't mind waiting. I can store my cash in cryptos. And then the other one, Emilian, is saying, can you implement both cold and hot wallet? And people can choose where they want you to keep their money, right? People will be happy keeping it in a hot wallet until it gets hacked.
Yes.
And
yes.
also, also if you say, hey, I want to just keep for 3 Bitcoin, I'm okay. But if 100,000 people say 3 Bitcoins, that's 300,000 Bitcoin. And that will be one of the biggest target opportunity for a hacker, right? So that said, we are looking, is there a way we can, by the way, we used to do hot wallet and cold wallet. We used to do hot wallet and cold wallet. And it was what, maybe 95%, 5% or something like that.
But then there were some attempts at
Yeah, I mean, please share.
So we I think it was end of the year last year, beginning of this year, we actually had a hot wallet, which allowed us to process withdrawals much faster. But during the first quarter of this year, we've found a lot of attempts at hacking our system, including the hot wallet, and we were able to catch them before they did any damage. Right?
So dangerous. Like they can come and go, and they can just take like 100 or 1,000 Bitcoin, and what are we going to do about it, right? So, and one more thing, like even in cold wallet, right? Multi-sig is only for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's a few, but like for Ethereum, is there a credible multi-sig cold wallet right now?
Multi-sig, you need
Ethereum
to implement using smart contracts, so we don't really have that.
Yeah. So again,
it gets more complicated from an operational perspective.
Exactly, right? So with all these ERCs and all these Ethereum, right? So we do want to be as safe, and from an operational complexity, like much more like operational, right? So all these things, again, we're thinking about you guys, but thank you for your support, right? All right, so let's see. Okay. So there's can you share some more info about the World Book Beta? I think we just did. Maybe you missed it, but yeah, we'll have it in Q1. From Hayden, an on-screen guide, tips on the UI features will help. I think we're going to have that as well, right? What marketing plans has been put in place to protect the best interests of investors who did not get at an ICO price? I think for marketing, maybe our next AMA, maybe sometime next week, we can have Catherine do another AMA. So we're building her team, right? I was just talking about, we were going through like budgeting and people and how we can do it better. So I think we can set up a time, hopefully maybe next week or the following week, where Catherine can talk about on marketing, and maybe by that time we can make that first Christmas. I think every Wednesday, according to Catherine, we select winners and give gifts out. So maybe we can coincide that with next Wednesday or the following week. Okay. From Yemi, do you offer margin trading? So you can talk from Quoine and crypto's perspective.
We do offer margin trading for the highly liquid, more mature products. Like a lot of the BTC pairs have margin trading enabled. For the young products, like the new products, more on the alts currency side, we don't do that right now because it's a high risk to both the customers and the company. So we will do it in the future, for example, for cryptos, but we want that liquidity and the products to be more mature before we can do that.
Yep. So I think that answers it. Okay. So from Chris, have you any potential customers in the pipeline to use cash for access to their own financial or even non-financial products? So we've been in discussion, but they will always ask us first, is it already implemented in your platform, right? So that's why we need to first show like people can use cash and pay on our platform for fees, for daily interest, for margin, collateral. So we're going to be working on that after we make sure this performance issue is gone. And then, so we were already doing like high level business development and marketing of our cash token, but we need to first do it on our own platform and show that it works, right? So please stay with us. Okay, and from Norms, Mario looks tired.
I have a little bit of a flu right now.
Oh my God, why? Oh my God.
Sorry.
I have an important meeting in Singapore on Thursday with CME, right? So
I'm sorry.
I think maybe we need to let Mario go, but
I got it on the plane actually. So
and actually we were on the same plane. Oh my goodness.
You probably caught it too.
Yeah. So from Jan, do you have any plans for Australian exchanges? So Australia, again, very similar. They have banking issues, right? We've been looking at the Australian market for the past 2 years. It's not easy, right? They also had taxation, like VAT and tax issues, and also banking issues. That said, I think a good, not food for thought, but a data point is, I hope you guys are old enough to remember Mt. Gox or MT Gox, which happened in February 2014. We had the opportunity to talk with the COO, the number 2 guy at Mt. Gox, and this was like 3 years ago. They mentioned when Mt. Gox went down, their largest customer base was Australia. I think they mentioned 30% was from Australia, right? So there's a big market there, but there's obviously a lot of people were hurt, and there's banking issues, right? But that said, we're always looking for partners, especially in the proximity of Asia, right? All right, so with the marketing starting next week, so all these things around marketing, I think we'll let Catherine walk you guys through in our next AMA. But we were having some like exotic discussions, right? Should we partner with some like high profile ICOs or tokens to give out Lamborghinis? Right? We were having this, I mean, no joke. I mean, we're talking about like, why don't we give out a Lamborghini, or we talk with a token issuer who can do that, like that will be pretty amazing. I know it's going to be pretty amazing, right? So I would love to be the first exchange to give Lambos out, right? But again, nothing's in paper, nothing's on wax, right? So, but we're all thinking about many interesting things, right? iPhone X or iPhone 10 is a natural present or a gift, right? But maybe we can think something interesting from Japan, right? Like a Kobe beef set or something, right? So something that people can enjoy. We'll think about it, right? We're always thinking of outside the box, something creative, something that people can like. Okay? All right. So again, I think we have these other things. May I know cash? So is there a deadline for exchanges to launch cash, or they can delay forever? The reality is they can delay forever. It's up to them, right? Some exchanges will ask for more money to list, or some exchanges ask for favor, right? Where they want their token to be listed on ours. Like there's all these things. So we want to be transparent. We want to be equal. We want to be fair. So we allow the other exchanges to decide when they do. All right. Let's see if there's anything else. What do you think of the problems with parity, IOTA? I think those are quite long, so we'll leave that for another day. We only know as much as you guys know, right? We're more focused on building our product, our performance, and serving our customers. It's difficult for us to look at other like issues and things going on, whether if it's parity hack or IOTA or what was the other one that has the foundations that's like kind of blowing up? I forgot.
Bancor.
Bancor. Was it Bancor? Or something like that, right? Yes. Okay. There's one more. We need a U.S. exchange ASAP. Oh, a million. Yeah, I saw this guy. Any plans on Bittrex? Yes, we are talking to them. They have a pipeline. They have this kind of a automate kind of process where, but I know the CEO, Bill, and I'm supposed to set up a call with him. But we're not in a hurry either. But that said, I understand, right? Having it in the U.S. exchange. It's interesting because all the fiat exchanges in the U.S., they don't even offer Bitcoin Cash, right? I think mostly it's Bitcoin and Ethereum, not even Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum Classic or any of those, right? I think it's I think, you know, if you are really customer centric, customer first, you should offer as many tokens as possible. All right. Do we have anything else? Oh yeah, Mr. Lim. Yes, CME is Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They're going to have an event this Thursday in Singapore. I will be speaking there. I will be in one of the panels. Obviously, if I'm there, we're going to talk about business development and all these things. But that's cool and that's good. Okay. Okay, so we'll take maybe three, four more. By the way, I am getting some like jealous or envious messages from our Japan customers on Telegram because I only do this in English, right? So maybe next time I will do a full Japanese AMA. Nihongo dake desu. By the way, Mario speaks Japanese. He lived in Japan for what, 20 years?
13.
13 years, right? So he looks as if he's like a dumb foreigner, but you actually know all Japanese. But joking aside, okay. Is there a timeline for setting a bank account in Singapore so that we can have more cost-effective fiat transfer options? There's no timeline, but we continue to talk with banks, right? I mean, a fast transfer is something everybody wants. So do I, right? So, but again, we can only dance when the partner or the bank is willing to dance with us, right? It's something we cannot do. I think increasingly, banks have no reason to say no to exchanges other than they feeling threatened and they feel like we're competitors, right? I think in the past, banks were able to say from a AML perspective, from a money laundering perspective, we're not going to allow any crypto exchanges. Like now being a regulated and licensed financial institutions, there are actually no reason banks should say no. So, but they continue to say no. And that means they're more threatened, right? They don't like exchanges. So we can't really do anything about that unless the government comes in and says like it's a regulated industry and banks will have to serve these crypto exchanges. Okay, all right. Anything else? Let's kind of scroll down. What's plans with BitHump? How's the progress looking? Progress is always good during progress. Again, it's all of these things. And it's not only BitHump. We're talking to multiple exchanges in Korea as well. I think Korea is also going through the regulatory process and all those things. So there's a lot of things going on, right? All right, what else? Yes, we're looking into the Philippines. Yes, we're looking into the Philippines. What about some European-based exchanges? I know there's many others that you're in the works, but Bitstamp or Kraken would seem like the huge gateways towards EU market. Bitstamp only offers like 3 tokens, right? Again, we can't allow them to open up when they're not willing to. I don't know why. It might be easier for us to open an exchange in Europe, right? That might be faster actually, where we get a bank account in Europe and we open an exchange in Europe, right? So again, it's exciting times. All right. Okay, so maybe 2 more then. Is it a good news for Cash Coin that CME will open for Bitcoin market? Of course it is. I think that's why the price of Bitcoin has gone up the past couple of weeks, right? Where it's an all-time high, because I think there's general acceptance, right? With CME getting approved, there's going to be existing financial services, hedge funds that are all going to come in. It's a great thing for our industry, right? All right. Okay, well, I'm going to end it with this. From Hans, right? I agree. Why give out Lambos, right? Just take us to the moon, right? We're talking with a space startup as well. Like we're talking at a potential helping them with an ICO. So there's some interesting opportunities there. Right, so I think soon there's going to be an ICO, a space ICO, where the token buyer or the token purchaser will have an opportunity to travel to space. Right, that's going to happen. So it's going to be exciting. A utility token that will allow someone to go to space. Right, so we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. Last one. What about Russia? Do you work with someone there? So I was on the Russian TV. It was called Russia 24. It's supposed to be one of the 2 major government-owned TV stations there. Since then, I've getting a lot of inbound or interest to work with us. That said, I had a really extensive call with one of these partners. Russia will probably come with a guideline or some kind of regulation more later next year, like maybe around fall, autumn timeframe. Until then, it's still very gray. We don't know what will happen, so we'll stay put. There's enough local exchanges, so for people from Russia, they can convert, they can buy Bitcoin, and then they can come to cryptos, right? There's no problem with that. We always, because we're a regulated exchange, we always be on the cautious side, right? Not only on our operations or our wallet, but also our global expansion, go-to-market strategy. Everything is, we do try to be on the safe side. That said, hey, our SVP of Ops, his wife is Russian, expecting a girl
Tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Confirmed?
I have to ask my daughter that.
All right. So yeah, we have our guys here. So with that, we're gonna call it a day. Okay.
Yep.
So next time, I think it will be not Seth. It will be Catherine. So Catherine will be talking from a marketing, and maybe we might have this Lambo. No, again. I don't want people to get too excited with Lamborghinis, right? Maybe we will go with a Ferrari. No, but joking aside, right? We're doing our best to make sure that our foundation, our platform is the best as it can be, right? And protecting our customers' asset security is equally important, right? And then delivering on our product and our promises. And I'm going to finish with this, right? It's going to be a long and wonderful journey, right? Bitcoin is an all-time high after 8 years, right? I understand people might want to participate in other ICOs and other new initiatives, but there's a great opportunity with cash and our product and our platform. We will only make announcements when it's meaningful, right? I think there's other ICOs that would just make announcements when it's not even confirmed or it's not on solid ground. But we have some interesting partnerships and pipelines that we would like to share with you when it's ready. So with that, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
And have a good night. All right. Bye.